Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this little thing here is the Vessel Mag Enhancer. I got it in a 2-pack. Here they are. You can use it as both a magnetizer and a demagnetizer, similar to how you might use something, you know, like these, which everybody's got hanging on stuff because you want to demagnetize or magnetize screwdrivers, especially the small ones. But this thing here is designed to actually either be used on a driving bit, especially with an impact driver like this one here, or to be left on it, which is kind of interesting. So here's an example of it. As you can see right now, I've got this thing somewhat magnetized, but what I can do is demagnetize it quickly. See that? Not very strong. But I can also, instead of going through the magnetization process, what I can do is literally slide this thing on, and I could put it right in an impact driver, and now I've got what they say is what Vessel says is up to 15 times the amount of magnetic force. If I pull this thing off, I still have some, but not near as strong, and then of course I can easily demagnetize with it. So here's a kind of a really small, long Torx bit that is fairly well magnetized. I've been magnetizing it, and I can easily just run this across it and kind of kill most of the magnetization. But I can also just slide that on, and I've got a really strong magnet there, but I can also use it in place. So if I switch this out, switch bits out, and say I'll throw this one in. Let's see, let me demagnetize that real quick. You just go perpendicular versus parallel to the opening. Okay, it's dead, so I can, let's say I want to hold a screw in, but it's not staying in. This is actually sticking on that, but as you can see, not in there very well. I can just throw that on, and now that stays in fairly well, or at least stays on it good enough that I can probably blindly get this thing going. These sell, I think I paid about 10 bucks for the pair. An interesting thing though, and it makes me wonder, this is actually the hang tag that came with this thing. It says Japan origin, as we know with Vessels, and this is the MGEP2. So this is the 2-pack here. I'll put a link below if you're interested in something like this. Designed for 1/4 inch, obviously, or as they say, 6.35 millimeter. But Japan origin, made in China. So what does that mean? It means that they're doing some of the same stuff that, you know, I've made videos about here, where you've got, you know, engineered in the U.S. or designed in the U.S. or, you know, assembled in the U.S. but from global components, or made in China but designed in the U.S., etc. So here's one where it's Japan and China. Just an FYI. But anyway, I find them kind of useful. They are very simple little plastic things, but they do seem to stay on secure enough. They're not going to go flying off. And I was thinking if I left them on a, pop this thing off here, left them in a bit holder, they can slide all the way through, but they stay on. I mean, not only are they magnetic, but there's kind of a, feels like there's some sort of a an active retention in there. So it's not gonna disappear. So you could easily keep something like that in a tool bag and then have, you know, a colossal amount of magnetism compared to without that. So it's a much stronger magnet if you leave it on versus trying to just magnetize this. Anyway, there it is, the Vessel Mag Enhancer. Hey, what about 2 of them? How strong is that? Wow, look at that go. Anyway, and with that, turn it over here. With that, Doc out.